Jurgen Klopp does not drink coffee anymore. This might be surprising, but is in fact one of the reasons why he's so successful. How does one go from being a boy who grew up in the shadow of the Black Forest to becoming one of the most captivating people within sport? His journey to where he is today has certainly been an eventful one. During his playing days, he spent pretty much his whole career with one club, Mainz. Committing to a project for the long term is a theme with Klopp, and it's one of the reasons why, wherever he has played or managed, he has been loved by the people who follow those teams, and he gains the respect of his rivals.
The ground is not just the cop anymore, it's the whole ground buzzes off him. Yeah. You know, and like he only has to stand up and everyone, in fact sometimes you're just looking at the clock rather than watching the football because he's you're saying, wait to see what he's going to do next, which is fantastic, you know.
What I like about him is that other fans from other clubs are coming up to us and saying, love your manager. Even Manchester United fans like Klopp.
Not only this, but the feeling is mutual with Klopp, famously having emotional send-offs with his previous clubs, Mainz and Dortmund. So this begs the question, how does a player who spent all of his time playing in the second division in Germany go on to be one of the best leaders in the world? Well, unlike other people in his profession, it was not down to talent.
I understood the game much better than I could play it.
There are three main areas in which Klopp operates at a world-class standard, which I believe we can all take important lessons from. Firstly, Klopp understands the most critical skill to being a good leader. He's interested in people.
I still use my interest for people. So I was always very interested in people. So
when Klopp is meeting new players he would like to sign for his teams, he is renowned for not talking about football. He wants to understand the person. The midfielder Jurgen Klopp said, "In the meeting with Jurgen, we had a laugh and did not only speak about football. He was interested in my personal life, and that was good for me. He was not only interested in Wijnaldum the footballer, but Wijnaldum the person. He knows this is one of the most important ways to tap into the psychology of a person. If he buys into them, they will buy into his vision, and his job is to help everyone reach their full potential."
And my job is to help them to become really world class, and that's the job to do. And that's not they know already 80% about football, but the last 20% can be really decisive, and that's my job.
Klopp has always taken responsibility for other people. He became a father at a young age. Having a child is the biggest responsibility we can all have in life. Not only this, but he also became a football manager at a young age, his early 30s, going from club captain on the Friday to manager on the Saturday. Jordan Peterson often talks about how the adoption of responsibility gives people meaning in life. Klopp took responsibility for a whole football club and the young baby.
In the very beginning, responsible for absolutely everything around the football team. We had with Christian Heideland sporting director, and so that we were the club pretty much to decide all the things. It was the best way to learn the job. So if you have to do everything and nobody's really watching it, because nobody was interested in Mainz. So I had to learn it the hard way, and I learned it the hard way. And meanwhile, I'm boss of what I did that time alone. I have now, I would say, nearly 20 assistants for.
He takes this life experience and applies it to how he deals with his players. Soon after signing fullback Andy Robertson, Klopp was confused when a member of his team had no idea the new player was soon to become a father, saying, "How can you not know that? That's the biggest thing in his life. Come on." This attention to the specific details in his players' lives is a level of emotional intelligence most people do not have, but the benefits of this are massive. Perhaps the biggest embodiment of Klopp's love for people comes from the fact he's well known for being a hugger. He understands the importance of a physical connection between people. Hugging embodies the support he shows for his players. This support means they will do anything for him, with Liverpool forward Sadio Mane being quoted as saying, "He's great as a person. I trust him blindly, like most of the dressing room." This may lead you to believe that Klopp always tells his players what they want to hear. This could not be further from the truth. Although he wants people to feel his support, he understands the importance of honesty. For us to do anything difficult, like climbing a mountain or trying to win a trophy, it's going to involve a lot of hard work. Naturally, we are all human, and sometimes we do not meet these expectations. Although in moments, emotions can run high, this honesty between Klopp and his players builds trust. They clearly know if they've not met standards he sets for them. However, none of this explains why Jurgen Klopp does not drink coffee. This is actually the second step in his genius.
Since I'm in England, a year and a half ago, I stopped drinking coffee. And I mean, if you would have asked me 2 years ago, "You want a tea?" I said, "I'm not ill, sorry, I don't need it." So, and it's a nice tradition. It's a different ceremony to make it, and it's all a little bit different. The coffee is a machine, and I still can understand why people drink coffee. I had no coffee since 1.5 years.
Jurgen Klopp jumps headfirst into whatever he's getting involved with. Drinking tea instead of coffee might seem like a small thing, but these small things add up. Positive attitude is key to jumping headfirst into things. Whether it's eating an English breakfast or having a massive map of the country on the wall, Klopp finds joy in new experiences. Sadly, it is human nature to not like like change. We love what we know and know what we love. But as Heraclitus said, change is the only constant in life. Accepting that change is going to happen is one thing, but actively chasing it and being positive about it is another. All of this creates a sense that he wants to be one of us. He wants to speak our language, to drink our tea, to eat our food. This integration is key. He embraces every facet of the job at hand and normally does it with a massive smile on his face. Lots is made of his antics on the touchline, but people feed off it. No one wants to be around the mood hoover. We want to be told we can conquer hard tasks by our leaders. As much as negativity can spread and destroy teams, positivity can flow through them and make them feel on top of the world. All of this comes from Klopp's outlook on life. We can achieve more if we work together. This links to the final part of Klopp's brilliance. He always prioritises the collective over the individual, even when it comes to himself. It would be easy for someone in his position to believe his own hype, but he has his ego in check.
I know hockey coaches, I work a lot. They work 5 times more than I do and earn 4% of what I earn. So if I'm not a happy person, it would be really crazy. But I'm smart enough not to overestimate that, not to think, oh, wow, that's like that, because it's strange. It's just football.
He displays this famously in his first press conference at Liverpool, when he made reference to the fact he is the normal one.
Maybe I ask her, does anybody in this room think that I can do wonder? No? So let me work. I'm a totally normal guy. I came from Black Forest. My mother maybe sit in front of the television and watch this press conference, understand no word until now. So, but is very proud. She's very proud. So I'm a totally normal guy. I'm the normal one, maybe, if you want this. Yeah.
In a sport which is dominated by superstars who have massive egos, Klopp is the opposite. Nothing is about him or what he has achieved. Ego and confidence is a fine line, something which Ryan Holiday talks about in his book, Ego is the Enemy. Klopp is a confident guy, but he does not let his ego get in the way of making decisions. Klopp openly admitted that it was down to the research of Liverpool's analytics team in why they ended up signing Mohamed Salah. Klopp was more interested in a player from a German team, but he trusted his staff and it turned out alright. Not only is it one thing listening to different departments within a business and taking their expertise on board, but he actually gave them praise publicly. Firstly, this shows massive confidence as a leader. Everyone is human, and we don't get it right all of the time, but it's how we choose to react to these situations that define us. In typical Klopp fashion, he reacted in a positive way, importantly showing that he does not let ego get in the way. Other coaches would have reacted in a negative way if they got challenged and didn't get the player they wanted. This feeds into a wider theme around Jurgen Klopp. He's always trying to get better and learn from everything and everyone.
Maybe for young people especially, sounds like a negative word, because it means like reading a book or whatever, but it's learning. It's actually learning from life, how they are, why they are like this. So for me it's really true.
Not only is putting the team first an expectation of Klopp himself, but also of his players as well.
In this moment we learned that it's not important if their single players are better than we are, we still can beat them. But for us, like a whoop, open our eyes.
He has a mindset which is built upon the fact that he believes a group working together can beat a team of individuals. That is not to say he does not want players to be angry when they are left out, but he wants them to put the team first when they do.
So when you leave players out, you explain to them why, or are you?
No. They can ask me after. If we play on Sunday, they can ask me on Monday. If they would ask me on Saturday or Sunday when I make the decision, it would show me a lack of respect for the game, because the most important thing is the game. So being involved is important, but if not, let's talk on Monday or not on Saturday, because I will not change my decision.
This is a true embodiment of setting your ego aside and working for the team. There are certainly lots of lessons we can learn from people like Klopp. Just before I leave you with perhaps the best Jurgen Klopp quote, please consider hitting the subscribe button. On this channel, I'm going to be breaking down successful people and ideas into simple videos so we can all try and live richer lives. With that said, let's hear what Jurgen has to say.
When I left Dortmund, my last sentence maybe were, it's not so important what people think when you come in. It's much more important what people think when you leave.